Hello everyone, hope you're well. Message received loud and clear on yesterday's video. I did a video about Final Fantasy and gaming and just my top sort of order of them all, and it's probably the worst ranked video I've ever done in terms of people watching. It got it got dislikes. I don't normally get dislikes. It was a terrible video. I won't be doing them again. If I ever get interested in doing gaming videos, I think I'll just keep them on an entirely separate channel called Sheepdog Plays or something. But other than that, I thought, you know what, back onto normal routine. We're back at school today. Very, very nerve-wracking stuff. Wasn't sure what to expect. Last night, we tried to do the whole, you're back to school tomorrow, the routine starting up again. We've been trying to get him into the routine of going to bed earlier, getting, prepared, going straight into his room, doing the talk. What we normally do is I go up with them, get him all ready and everything, and then Claire reads him a book and chats to him while I do my vlogs and whatever else that I'm doing, and then I go up just to say goodnight and give him a hug and all that sort of stuff. So we've been doing that every day. We just did it tonight, for example, and last night we kind of got into the situation of trying to make sure he was ready, that he was getting up in the morning and he was going to be getting dressed and he was going to be going to school, and we were talking him through the plan of the day, and it turned into a bit of a guess what things will have changed in year two game that we hadn't really intended to, because that feels like it would, on paper, scare someone like Ollie. It would make him think about all the different changes and worry and whatever, but actually he quite liked the things. He was thinking of things that would be different. So his teacher was going to be different, the classroom was going to be different, he's going to be sat in a different chair. He asked me what colour the chair would be, and I was like, I don't know, like, what colour were the chairs in your last class? And he couldn't remember, and I was like, well, I imagine there'll just be lots of chairs and you'll just pick which one you want to sit on, or his teacher would have got him a nice chair to sit on. He didn't mention it today, I didn't ask. I thought I'm going to avoid that can of worms. I don't want it to have to suddenly be the chair. But he was saying it'll be a different TA. He had already in his head there was only one TA in this group, and I don't know if that's true. He was saying that it'll be different lessons. He was saying that they won't get to run around as much, and I was suggesting he might like that, because it won't be, learn, play, play, learn, play, play. It'll just be learn, 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 play, learn, 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 play with break times. He seemed to accept that. He was kind of happy. He went in today. The routine in the way in was fine. I think he just took his switch in with him in the morning, in the car. Drop off with Claire, she didn't have any issues, and then I sat waiting all morning thinking, will I get a call, will I get a call, will I get a call? I did not get a call, which was fantastic. I did put a little joke out on Twitter that that's one day down and about 200 left to go, but obviously a relief that he went in okay. The message we did get back was that he had a lovely morning, everything went well, and he really didn't want to go at midday because he's on the half days for this week at least. We got a message from the head at I think it was about 9 o'clock last night, an email through saying, can we meet in the morning? And I was kind of like, well, Claire had actually emailed asking if we could meet on Monday, but it kind of got crossed in the wires. So he was like, let's just keep the last term plan going until Monday, and then we'll set up a new plan then. We're hoping, for Ollie's benefit, that we can do half days and then all day Friday, and then maybe half days all day Thursday, Friday, half days all day Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or something like that. I don't know whether Claire's got a slightly more quicker plan of Friday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll see what the school offer, but I'm thinking the safest way to do it would probably be to drip feed in an extra day at a time, not write it off. I'm worried that they'll want to write it off the moment he has a bad afternoon. If he has a really stressful afternoon where he's getting upset or he can't cope, they'll just say, right, let's stop it, or prolong it for weeks. But then I guess if he's doing 3 and then on the Friday he's had enough and he's really, really struggling, then keeping it at 3 for a bit to get him used to it would make sense. But I don't know, we're playing it by ear. It's not really, it's not something we can say, oh, well, it worked for that child or it worked for that child, or in that scenario it's all unknown and new. But it's nice that they're being flexible. We'll find out properly Monday what he can and can't do. He said he really enjoyed it. We knew he liked this teacher. We're quite lucky that this particular teacher is his favourite teacher and he's got her for the year. We really like her, Claire and I as well. I think I've mentioned before that she's the one who kind of rang and reassured us about things. She took us seriously, she listened, she's been on side, when Ollie was getting in trouble for things, she was saying, actually, Ollie got in trouble for his reaction, but several children got in trouble for making the situation, which I've never really heard a teacher say before, so that feels really refreshing. The kids that caused the situation in the past to happen were equally punished, and they all learn together. It's like the class are kind of treated as a unit. You've got to get each other's back. She teaches them all to be like team players that look after each other and be more of a family, and I think that's kind of what they need at that age, I guess. So that's exciting. I'm hoping that'll carry on. When I got home, he said to me, I want to go in all day. And I said to him, well, that depends on how you cope. And it's, you know, we've got to ease you in. And I explained it to him again, that he's going to be doing it the way we said. And that if he can, you know, cope with each day and feel comfortable with each day, and if he can show that he's, you know, interested. I tried to up the ante a little bit and say, if you can show willingness to write, if you can show kind of interest in the things you've got to learn, and try a bit harder but not overwhelm yourself, you know, trying to coax him into this, like, okay, they need me to do this, they need me to do that, and I'm hoping it will help. But I really don't want to push too hard. I don't want to overdo him and then he can't go, or it causes problems, because I know lots of people have had big issues. You know, there's many of you watching won't have been able to get your child into there. It would have been World War III. It would have been a difficult situation, and I do feel lucky that right now I feel like he's excited because of who it is. I worry that next year we won't have that gift of the Year 3 teacher, because I don't know who that'll be. I worry that the shine will come off after a while. I don't, you know, I'm sure she'll be fine. She was lovely for Emily, but you never know, do you? 6 months down the line, they might be at each other's throats. So I mean, not that the teacher will be, but you know, you might have suddenly realised she's just his teacher now. She's not the special teacher that he used to go to when things got bad or whatever. She's his teacher. There isn't a plan B anymore. Exactly, that'll be someone else. Maybe that'll be the Year 3 teacher. Who knows? That could work quite nicely if that's how they staircase it. So yeah, his day was actually fine. Fingers crossed the week continues that way. Emily had a great first day back. Ben had his first day at proper, I can't remember what they call it. It's like, it's not nursery anymore, it's preschool. And Claire was really worried about dropping him off, but she put him down, took his shoes off, and he just went off, started playing with kids. Then he remembered that she was going, come back and gave her a hug, and then left again. And he didn't I had to kind of put him down and run when I took him, or he'd start getting upset. But it sounds like he's settled straight in like a glove, so that's really good. Interesting stuff we've had here in the weirdly, all holidays the kids haven't played outside that much. Like, they've been a little bit, but suddenly a week ago they made friends with a kid down the road, and they've been playing out and about. And I've only ever interacted with them playing when I've gotten to get Ollie in or whatever. But I was noticing little bits about a couple of the kids he was playing with. They were all very similar, the way they were behaving and talking to Ollie. And I thought, I mean, Claire mentioned that she'd noticed something. I can't remember how she worded it. She just sort of said, yeah, they're getting on really well, and they just, I don't know, there was just a couple of the things they were saying or doing. They were both really enjoying a certain thing a certain way, and she was like, "Aren't they cute? They're like peas in a pod or something." She said, and I was like, it does feel like that." And then yesterday, he was out playing, and basically he rides his bike around, and this girl can't ride her bike around, but couldn't particularly well, and another kid was doing stuff, and this, so on and so forth, and they've started to all be able to ride. They've kind of helped each other do it or whatever. And they were having a bit of we were all trying to get our kids in. And one of the mums just kind of said to me, look, I'm sorry this is being a bit difficult. She's autistic. And the other mum was like, mine is too. And I was like, oh, so is he. And it was just this really random, like, oh, okay, they are very similar peas in the pod. And it was just interesting being able to, I think, if I was just trying to get Ollie in and it was just all the other kids were doing as they were told and going in merrily, and I was having to chase him around, I'd feel like the worst parent in the world. I'd feel like it was absolutely, you know, a challenge and a half, and I'd be trying everything I could think of to try and coax him in without making a scene and without kind of being a bit more sounding, I can't think of the right word, but when you're trying to be really understanding. If it was Emily, I'd be like, come on in, you come, and if she'd say no, I'd go, Emily, like, do you want to lose your phone? Do you want to be grounded? Just get inside. Whereas that's not the sort of thing that's going to work. I have to be more like, come and tell me what's wrong, or what, you know, what's the matter? You know, what? Have a conversation about it. Try and pick through, because it won't be, I don't want to come in. It'll be, whatever, I've left something there, or I need to go and get my bike, or I just don't want to pedal across this field or something. It's always something random. I enticed him in by saying, come to the fence, I'll lift you and the bike up over the fence and I'll carry you towards the house. That was heavier than I expected, to be honest. I regret that. But essentially, we're all in the same kind of situation of, yeah, it's getting late now and we'll have to go in. And Ollie was actually really good again in this scenario. He came in because I think he kind of just thought, everyone's going in, I'll go in. It was quite interesting that she was like, oh, you know, I'm trying to avoid her having a meltdown and it's kind of happening. And we were like, don't worry about it, you know, we'll get ours in. And I was kind of like, the moment we get inside, it'll be the same. And honestly, we got in and he was just like, I hate time. Why does time move so quick? I hate having baths. Why do I have to be clean? I hate... and getting upset because he'd realised that the evening was over and the holidays were over, and I think it hit him suddenly that time had passed enough. So I'd nipped out to shut the garage door and all of this, put the bikes away, and you could hear him through, I think the window was open, and I was like, see, it didn't take long, and it was just that nice kind of understanding, and she was like, we'll have to chat more later, which I guess we'll catch up whenever we see each other. But it was just nice thinking, okay, we have got two neighbours. I always worry that if they... We've had times where he rode off around the block and stuff like that because he was upset or whatever, and it's like, okay, they understand. It's just nice to be in that situation. I feel quite lucky that just popped up out of nowhere, because it wasn't like we were looking for neighbours. It wasn't like we were thinking, who can we socialise the kids with or whatever. We weren't planning anything. It's just really serendipitous that has happened. We had a chat about when we were looking at potentially moving Ollie to another school if this school didn't turn out right that he's at. One of the ones we were looking at, one of the other kids goes to, and they've got the exact same problems. So it's kind of made me feel better that it's an all schools issue. I kind of mentioned some of the stuff that you guys have taught me. Essentially, the thing that I'm trying to explain to them, and I think I've got it right, and someone will correct me if I'm wrong, is I think the problem we've all got is they can't afford to cover the things like the TAs and the extra support as much as we'd want them to. They find it a struggle because if you're at the school already, they're taking the existing money that was in their big pot. So 100% of children have this amount of money in a big pot, and the school spend it how they need to, and it's taken out of that pot and put on one child and topped up a little bit. So the school are seeing that as a loss of the money that they've taken out of the big pool, and only a small gain for the child that's specifically getting it, which means that the things they might have earmarked that you wouldn't really think about are underfunded. Whereas if you go to another school and say, I need to move this child here, would you have them in, this is how much money you're going to get? It's kind of adding to the pot completely. They've already spent the 100% of the other funding. This is just an extra lump of whatever amount. And I was kind of trying to communicate that to them, that's probably why it seems easier, because they were kind of saying other people they know have moved and it's been much better. And I'm like, I feel like that's got to be the reason why. Not in all circumstances. In all, you know, in many it'll be that there's a certain issue at the school or whatever, or a lack of understanding. But I think that's why it's probably easier to get funding at the other places, because we were kind of finding that our EHCP process, they had to ask the local school if they could do X, Y, and Z, and they could have done more for him by the sounds of it. It's just, this is the better option. Staying put is the better option at the moment. We're hoping they can do it. If they can't, we will have to look at moving, but I'm convinced that that's how it plays out. I feel like we'll probably have more luck at a second place if things carry on getting bad, because they'll have a 100% gain from all the money he's got. All the money he's got will be a gain to them, rather than take him with one hand and give him with the other. I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's right, because that's what I said to them. They were like, oh, that makes sense, yeah. And I thought, oh God, I could be spreading fake news. That could be how fake rumours start. They'll go tell people, and they'll tell people. But I don't know, it just feels cool that we've got that extra bit of just people who know. And it's awesome that Ollie's now got, I think it's a boy and a girl in our street that he can play with, that as he grows up, hopefully, I mean, I don't know, it's early days. I'm not trying to make out they're going to be friends forever based on them playing for a week in the street. But in theory, they can learn from each other and share the experience growing up together. I know it's a different thing at different times type of thing. So they might all have different struggles and different ways and different issues and whatever they have. But it's a shared thing. And I know that from being involved in this kind of thing, when you're on Twitter and you have plenty of people who are sharing their autism experience, being actually autistic and that kind of thing. It's a lot different from me as a parent talking about the hurdles I've had to help Ollie get over, or the things we've had to do from like a government point of view, or a parenting point of view, or a school point of view, or whatever, just to make sure he gets the life he needs to be able to progress. That's all different to what he's actually going to be experiencing doing, and I'm hoping they do have a lasting friendship from it. We're trying to promote them playing and whatever. He was very upset tonight that they were playing for a bit and they both had to go in for dinner. He ate his dinner really quickly thinking, oh, I'll get out there and play, but she didn't come out because whatever reason, we don't know. But I was trying to explain to him that she might have been eating still. It might have been a really long dinner for him because they might eat slow. It could have been anything. He was really upset. I had to go out and hug him and then subtly hug him through the door, carrying him in, which Emily thought was quite funny, but I was just trying to be really subtle. And before he realised he was inside, I was just like, oh, come on then, let's go look at something else, distracted him. But yeah, bless him. He was standing out there in the cold, just waiting for a bit, and I thought, oh. But no, they seem to get on really well. They all ride around on their bikes and play games and hug and whatever, which is lovely. So I feel really, again, an uplifting one for me. I know that there's going to be days when I'm doing properly miserable videos and stressful videos and whatever else, and worrying about how he's getting on, but I'm going to take the good here, and I hope that your days were better than you were expecting. If they were bad, you know, I'm sorry to hear it, and talk about it with me if you want to. I know I have with some of you. You know, if anyone can offer advice, if you check the comments and you don't have anything to say, but there are people in there with issues and struggles, help each other out, because, you know, it's, you know better than me. I'm kind of just aggregating the information that I get from you lot. But yeah, fingers crossed the rest of the week goes as well as today, and I'll keep an eye on how it goes with just learning from the neighbours and getting to know the neighbours, because again, that's quite fun, just actually talking to neighbours, because this side are quite cool, we talk to them, but we don't really talk to the other sides that much. And yeah, it's just interesting. Does anyone ever talk to their neighbours? Maybe I'm making it weird by talking to my neighbours. But yeah, anyway, gonna wrap up. I'm waffling. It's been a bit of a longer video than I expected. I was thinking this would be like 5-6 minutes, but here we are. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. I'll see how I go. I might do a video tomorrow. I'm kind of feeling I want to do more. I want to do more videos, so I'll see how it goes. But I'll chat to you soon. Cheers.